It is party time, Mom. Welcome to another episode of the Chad Prather Show. Tuesday. We are Monday's hangover, and we're here to make your Tuesday evening brighter. Maybe you're eating tacos, Taco Tuesday. We should start eating tacos on set on Tuesdays.
I'm down.
I could be more excited about coming into the Blaze studio.
Yes.
I love coming in here. I just wish I lived closer to the studio. Because it's a haul. I'm used to it.
Yes, yeah.
Like I just kind of set my brain on cruise control, and I listen to Dave Webb or I listen to my buddy Andrew Wilkow. And the other day, I want to give y'all a little behind the scene, Lisa Page. Which, by the way, we're going to talk about you in a minute, Lisa Page. Now that you're back on set, Lisa Page made me do it. I was on Andrew Wilkow's show, which I don't think has been released. I think it gets released later this week, if I'm right. So we were talking about Larry Elder, which, by the way, today is the day.
Oh,
folks.
California, I don't want to hear you complain if you do not come out.
Today is the day, which we'll see what happens. For the recall, Gavin Newsom, Larry Elder, we talked about the monkey face, the throwing egg. I was talking to Larry. I was like, Larry, how much you pay that person to bounce that egg off your head and put a monkey mask on? Because, I need that from my campaign. And I will tell you guys a personal story in a minute about how I almost not only went to jail, but we would have boosted my campaign. It happened this past weekend. And I probably shouldn't tell the story, but I'm going to tell it. What were we talking about?
We're talking about Larry Elder.
So Larry Elder, today's the day for all of that. So hopefully in California, you got out and you did what you had to do. And I would love nothing more than to see Larry Elder become the governor. He would be historically the first black governor of California, but I'd love to see Larry Elder, regardless of what his skin color is, be the governor of California.
So what happens if they recall Newsom? Does Larry Elder step right in and start tomorrow?
I think that's kind of the way it is. I think it's a pretty quick little transition in that whole deal. I don't know the timeline exactly on that. It gets kind of whatever. But they're already, if you've watched and paid attention to any of that stuff, you've already kind of... but anyway, I was on Wilkow. That's what I was going to say. I was doing Wilkow's show, which will air. So we were talking about Larry Elder, and we had to do a couple of different takes of one if he won, and one if he didn't win, because it's pre-recorded, right? And I hope it's the one where he won. I really do. California needs that. Wouldn't it be a weird kind of transition if Texas, God forbid, continued to welcome this crazy leftist nonsense in here, and suddenly California went red again? You see, but they're marching in the streets. Now they're even writing articles. So Greg Abbott threw the doors open to Texas, to Silicon Valley, and brought all of these big tech companies in here. And now those executives, those bigwigs with Silicon Valley companies and the big tech companies, they're going, we don't want to live in Texas now that this heartbeat bill is in place. We don't, they're second guessing everything. We're like, great, go home. We're okay with that. Me personally, I'm okay with that. So it's weird though. There are people out there who my lifelong dream is to see Texas turn blue. I'm like, what demented planet are you on? I've seen those weird, the little memes with the outline of Texas to make it look like a coat hanger and stuff. I'm like, you people are disgusting.
They're sick, yeah.
You really are disgusting.
Yes, they are.
So, what do you think about this abortion law? And I'm like, doesn't go far enough. Doesn't abolish abortion. I want to abolish it.
Yeah, we're not talking about the heartbeat. We're talking about as soon as you take your little toilet test and it turns out positive.
I love what my buddy Brandon Tatum said. Officer Tatum, he posted the other day on Twitter. He said, you don't need 6 weeks. You know if you went raw last night.
TMI.
You know if you went raw last night. Yeah. And I can say this from the perspective of a guy that's had a vasectomy. So don't come at me and say, well, why don't you go get clipped? I did. I also had my babies. So there you go. I met someone actually down in the Houston area after a campaign event recently, and they were like, "Oh, I just got to know him. I was at a cigar bar visiting with some friends, and this person was overhearing stuff. And a little Hispanic lady. She was great. We had a great conversation and stuff. And then she messaged me on Facebook the other day. She goes, "You don't have a uterus. You can't talk about this." And I was like, "Yeah, I can. I can defend innocent life. I can." So there you go. And what I'm doing is I'm defending all the unborn uteruses that are out there. That's what I'm doing. I'm fighting for all the unborn uteruses.
I'm fighting for all of the unborn women to be born.
That's right.
Yeah, and sorry if you're in Texas and now it's inconvenient for you to go get an abortion. You might have to drive 2 hours to Oklahoma if you want to kill your child. So sorry the inconvenience isn't there anymore.
I want these women to be born, to grow up, so they can come at me on social media and tell me how much they hate my guts. But at least I fought for you to be alive. That's the thing. I wanted you to be alive.
We don't want you to talk, but just...
And they say, well, you don't care anything about the children after they've been born. You can't say that to me because I've established and founded orphanages around the world and also have been actively involved in the foster system. And so has Chris, who's currently,
fostering.
You can't come at us with that. So you've heard that you've sucked up the media pablum, the drivel, then all this stuff, and say, well, conservatives, they don't care about them after they've been born. Horseshit.
I know.
Horseshit. Hey, you hear a lot of talk about variants, masks, and vaccines, but nothing about changing your lifestyle, eating habits, or what makes you a prime candidate for being sick. The fact checkers go nuts when you suggest there's more to being healthy than wrapping a mask around your head and getting the jab. Folks, let's use some common sense. Field of Greens. I love it. It's unlike any other superfood because it uses real USDA organic fruits and vegetables. It's packed with antioxidants. It supports heart health, metabolism, blood pressure, and digestion. Plus, pre- and probiotics. So it's good for gut health, good for everybody in the family. Better than those nutritional drinks that just put one vegetable in there. They got 18 clinically researched essential fruits and vegetables. It's super easy. You've seen me do it. Put a scoop in a glass of water, stir it up, drink it, you're done. You can go to BrickHouseChad.com, get 15% off your first order with promo code CHAD. I spell it Chad. Your body's going to thank you. You will start to feel great in no time. BrickHouseChad.com. Use promo code Chad. Let's get with it. Be right back. Lisa Page made me do it. Is your show back on? You rocking and rolling?
We are rocking and rolling, baby.
You back in the house. You got the studio kicking and the whole thing.
It's awesome, yes.
Good. So subscribe to Lisa Page Made Me Do It.
Fridays. New episodes every Friday.
Womp, womp, womp. Who produces that for you?
I'm a one-woman show.
You're doing it all, huh?
Yeah. So it takes me forever. It takes me so long.
You're so smart.
I do it throughout the day. I don't ever sit down and do one whole podcast. I do it like in the morning, then I got to go bring my kids to school. Then I'll run errands. Then I'll come home, I'll do another half hour. Then I'll, do other things, decorate the same corner of my house.
I look at your Instagram and I'm like, people think I talk a lot. I really don't talk a lot. I just talk fast. I get it all out, right? And then I'm like, you go all day long. Like, you never stop. Like, there's always a thought in your head, which freaks me out. Because, damn.
Well,
we were talking about our friend Evelyn in Australia, who's a great commentator in Australia, conservative voice. And somebody was like, do you know that Evelyn girl that Lisa Page is always promoting? And I was like, well, I don't know if she's always promoting her, but I know who you're talking about. Because I'm connected to her too. And they're like, well, she's in her stories. I'm like, you can't wade all the way through Lisa's stories. There's 437 of them on Instagram.
Well, and now I have 2 accounts.
I can't with you.
I just got to keep the content coming.
What else is expansive besides her Instagram, Chris? Her house. Like, she's always taking pictures of how far does this house go?
Oh my gosh, stop. Well, now it's new again, so I don't ever want to leave it. You just asked me off the air. He's like, well, Chad, did you hear? He's like, oh, you don't, when Stu goes away a lot. I'm like, I know, I don't like to travel. I just want to stay in my house and don't go anywhere.
Yeah, you guys are an enigma wrapped inside of a puzzle is what you are. Hey, let's get into some, let me tell you what I did I promised to tell you, and I'm going to tell you. Here's how I almost went to jail.
Okay.
So last week, air conditioning was out. So I stayed in a hotel all week long in Fort Worth. And I loved the bedding so much that I spent some money on new bedding. Apparently, my new pillows were stolen off of my porch on Sunday. Oh, well. Anyway, that's not my story. So while I was staying at the hotel, I had my little bag, my little overnight case, and my stuff, and I travel. I usually have a gun with me at all times. And I I travel to, I take my bag, I pack it all up, run by the house because I have to fly the other Thursday afternoon to get to Colorado. So we fly to Colorado, get there, we go to an Airbnb. The team is staying in a house. Friday morning, I get up, knock the crap out of my head because apparently it's like the Hobbit Shire. These doors were so low. I mean, I have a huge knot on my head from where I'm going to the bathroom in the middle of the night. Anyway.
Sounds like a perfect fit for me.
Almost knocked myself out. I don't know who built this house, but anyway, it's like a cubby hole. So I go in there and I'm brushing my teeth, la-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. And I turn around and look, my DOP kit, my overnight bag is on top of the toilet. I look back and there is my Glock 19. There is my handgun sitting in the overnight bag, which had just been on an airplane on the weekend of 9/11.
What?
Yeah. How it slid through, don't know. Thank God it made it through, or we'd be podcasting from jail, ladies and gentlemen. Texas gubernatorial candidate Chad Prather was arrested.
There's your headline news.
I mean, so anyway, because I'd stayed in the hotel, I just absentmindedly stuck it back in that DOP kit, closed it up, and was going to, and I travel with a firearm, but you declare it, right? Mm-hmm. You declare it, and then you travel with it in a locked box, in a suitcase that gets checked bag. So, but I didn't declare it. So anyway, it wasn't in a locked box and it was not unloaded.
Oh, it was just out there?
Yeah. And I'm like, this is like the most horrible feeling I've ever had.
Yes. Like
right?
sick.
And I was like, oh my God.
I want to go to that. Like, how sick did you feel when you saw that?
Dude, like my stomach just dropped.
I bet.
Because one, I'm a law-abiding person, right? I respect authority. I respect the laws. I respect, I believe it or not, I'm not anti-law when I am anti-mandate and all this kind of stuff. I'm anti-overreach, but I respect the law, right? And you look at that and you're like, well, this could have really been bad. Really been bad. So then Sunday, I had to go to this... the guys were going, we'll just go by Dick's Sporting Goods and get a gun case so you can. And I'm like, you can't go to Dick's because they don't do firearms anymore. Remember they
so
got
they wouldn't
woke.
have gun cases.
So I had to go to Sportsman's Warehouse there in Pueblo, Colorado. Sportsman's Warehouse for all your sportsman's needs. Sportsmanswarehouse.com. I have no clue, but anyway, this great little store there in Pueblo. Go to Sportsman's Warehouse, buy a lockbox, the whole thing. And you can't travel with ammunition unless it's in a package. Like it's got to be in the box it came in. So I had to unload the handgun. I had to take, and like every time I pulled a bullet out of that magazine, it was like, there's $1, there's $1, there's $1. And I'm walking into the store, and this big guy comes walking out. He's tattooed up. He's got his woman with him. He's one of them guys probably referred to as his woman. And I'm holding this handful. I said, hey, brother, weird question. I said, do you have a 9mm? I said, I got to fly today. Can't travel with this. Would you like it? And he goes, just kind of looked at me in shock. And he goes, I got to fly. We're flying here in a little while, too. And I said, so the other guy comes out. And apparently it was sleeveless day at the Sportsman's Warehouse. And everybody's all tatted up. And this big guy comes walking out. I said, you have a 9mm? I said, I'll ask you the same question. Do you want this? And he's like he was waiting on Ashton Kutcher to come out. Like he was staring at me like, what are you giving me?
Right.
And I said, this is, a dozen 9mm bullets, whatever it was. I said, do you want them? I said, legit, I got to fly today. And he goes, hell yeah, I want them. And I put it in his hand. You would have thought it was a kid that found candy like 2 days after Halloween. And I'm like, oh my God. I said, dude, it's better than whiskey. He goes, this is like gold.
It is.
So
with
anyway,
a shortage.
He was like, hell yeah. But anyway, that was my story. And I was like, you know what? If they'd have gotten on to me about a gun, right? Like my ratings would have gone way through the roof in Texas.
Oh, for
like
sure.
They'd like, hell yeah, that's our governor.
Yeah, 1776, bitches.
1776, bitches. So anyway, I was one of those things. It's like,
is there like a little part of you that's like, damn, no one caught me?
No,
a little smidge?
No, because that would have been bad. That would have been bad. So
I love it because it will also read Glenn Beck host.
Yeah. Yes.
/ running for governor Texas /
Oh, it'd have been bad.
January 6th
Really bad.
Whatever.
That's why people
Yeah,
want to,
so-
like, you see me, just by me telling this story, like most people in my campaign would say, shut up, Chad.
Yeah, stop talking
That's
about
how
it.
transparent I am.
Yes, exactly.
Like, I'm just like, whatever.
I
It
know.
happened. I'm a dude. I'm a human
it
being. I
happens.
make mistakes.
It happens.
And it happens. And that's, I have people, somebody came at me on social media the other day and said, what are you, they said, blah, 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 this about your politics. Blah, blah, you still out having affairs? I was like, I'm out looking for some. You know what I mean? Like, what people try to do this, they throw this stuff at you, like, okay, so you knew me 20 years ago. Wow. Woohoo.
Yeah. Right. Says the person that's still trolling you 20 years later.
Exactly.
Freaking loser.
But God bless law enforcement. God bless the blue line. And we were certainly reminded of all of that over this 9/11 weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And I promise you, if I were trying to smuggle a gun somewhere, it wouldn't just be next to my toothbrush.
On top of a toilet.
So let me show you what evil really looks like. This is the story. This video, this is an intense one. You might not want to let everybody watch this. It's pretty graphic. This is a dash cam video. This is an ambush, right? This is ambush of cops. Play the clip.
Oh, my.
So there you go. So what happened, for those of you who are listening and can't watch, they pull over. This is Brevard County, and this is Florida, and they pull over this car. They're in Melbourne, Florida, and the woman's outside the vehicle, and there's another person from the vehicle leaning against the rear of the vehicle. 2-month-old baby, a dog, another man in the back seat of the car. The cop approaches, and the man in the back seat strikes up a friendly conversation with him. However, it becomes lethal when he asks the man to exit the vehicle. The man begins to get out of the car, and from out of nowhere, he pulls out a rifle that he was hiding and basically ambushes the deputies by shooting at them. And they exchanged gunfire. A total of 61 rounds were fired at the shootout. And then they would finally just absolutely, you hear it at the end, just empties the magazine. And they were like, why'd you shoot him so many times? Which I love I love what the cop said. Evil can never be dead enough.
Not to mention, the guy came around the cops from the back and started trying to shoot the cops. But guys, Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that story on the mainstream media. No major network reported that.
So the attack and ambush were perpetrated by a violent career criminal with a history of 40 charges of crime, including drug trafficking, aggravated assault while discharging a firearm, battery on law enforcement officer, and attempted first-degree felony murder. I'm personally sickened by the fact that this thug with such a violent criminal history was out of jail where he could almost kill 2 of our deputies. This case is a perfect example of what's wrong with our criminal justice system. Mm-hmm. This is what the sheriff said. When a registered career criminal with 23 felony charges, 17 misdemeanor charges, multiple convictions for violent offenses, and 2 active and pending drug trafficking cases is out on our streets where he can attempt to kill deputies and put other lives at risk. This is one of those, they'd have caught this guy and ran him. I mean, he knew he was going to jail, so he was going out with a fight, right? And he knew he was in trouble. Wait, so
the cop that shot him, is he dead, the guy?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, that's what happens.
The sheriff defended the officer's use of force, said, let there be no doubt this individual got exactly what he deserved.
Yep.
And to those out there who might be foolish enough to ask why we shot him so many times, the answer is simple. Evil can never be dead enough. So that's the kind of thing, like that's the stuff that that's out there, folks. And that's why I say God bless those men and women that put a badge on every day and kiss their families goodbye, go out on a shift with the prayers they get to come home at the end of that shift. Now, there's a rural town in southern Missouri. Do you say Missouri or Missouri?
Missouri.
Yeah, me too, usually. But then every time I say Missouri, people say Missouri.
I've never heard anybody say that.
Oh, they say it. Missouri.
Maybe Missouri.
Their entire police force just resigned. Like they're out. Kimberling City Police Chief Craig Alexander submitted his resignation on August 23rd, informed the mayor, Bob Fritz, that he had accepted another position in a neighboring town. Days later, the rest of the police department, which is 3 officers and 1 sergeant, followed his lead. It said the reasoning for each resignation varies from not having qualified officers to the current pay rate, no police clerks to assist the administration of the department, new opportunities to better themselves. Chief Craig Alexander said as he was accepting another position with Branson West Police Department, along with Officer Sean McCafferty. So, I mean, no compensation, no benefits. This is what happens with defund the police, right? I mean, this is that particular municipality, but put that across the board, and you start defunding the police.
Well, Chad, no, that's.
I mean, you saw the video. These people are going to go out there and do that for $40,000 a year.
No, there's
Give me
no
a
way.
break.
I'm surprised more departments are not. We're not seeing this around the country happening more often. But also, like the left, they just want to bring in social workers to de-escalate the situation. If it was up to AOC, she would have just had the social worker out there instead of the cops. This all just happened in Florida, in Melbourne, Florida.
Yep.
Just have a couple of social workers out there to de-escalate, talk them down, talk them off that ledge. It's ridiculous. It makes no sense.
Oh, well, they'll probably shut down the country and go to that guy's funeral and say that was police brutality. And,
give him 18 different. We'll get Beyonce and Jay-Z in to do a rendition of
Greg Abbott
Amazing
will go to
Grace.
his funeral, and they'll have a golden casket and all that
Yeah,
stuff,
that's right.
and
Yep.
bounce him around.
Yeah.
Boy, howdy.
I hate people.
I wish this bag. You see, look right here. Thank God for filters on the. People said the other day I used too many filters. Like they say that to you too.
Oh, I love
and I'm
it. I use all the filters.
I don't take pictures without a filter.
Me too.
Because I just want the bags under my eyes. I just want them to go away. If that sounds like something that you think or even say every morning, you're not alone. Bags and puffiness under the eyes are a problem for millions of American men and women until now. Introducing the new Genucell serum with plant stem cell technology from Chamonix. Susan from New Jersey wrote, I've been using Genucell for a couple of months. The puffiness around my eyes is gone. Even the crow's feet and the small lines have disappeared and haven't come back. I love your product. I use it under my eyes, around my cheekbones, and on my eyelids. Not only Susan, but a lot of folks use it. I'm starting to use this stuff. I can't wait to show you my new eyes. Let me tell you, this is 48 years old. I'm still looking pretty damn good.
You're glowing.
Thank God for the Chamonix Genucell. Has immediate effects. Is a great product. You're going to see results in the first 12 hours or your money back. They guarantee it. Order now. Get 50% off all Genucell packages during these final days of their end of summer clearance sale at lovegenucell.com/watchchad. That's GENUCEL Genucell.com/watchchad. Let me do it again. Fair shake here.
Some of those cells are leaking into your brain.
I know, right? They're getting in there. Tightening it up.
That's right.
Tightening it up.
That's right.
lovegenucell.com/watchchad. We'll be right back. There's so many things I want to get through. Let's do that in this segment, okay? First of all, I wanted to talk about this yesterday, actually. There was this teacher that called her. Well, let's just play the clip. Play it.
You're playing? Are you playing? No, I'm not. Otherwise, I will call the police. Oh. I'm serious.
Oh, here, Mikey.
Yeah,
Oh, you're serious?
Yeah, I am serious, man. I am had enough of it. I knew you were going to take off your mask the moment I turned the corner. So enjoy BIA. That's in school suspension where you have to sit in the room with the military guy all day because you're a piece of shit.
All right. So Illinois, of course, high school teacher called him a piece of shit for wearing the mask improperly. Did you notice on that little video? Now that was from TikTok. You notice the video? Like my big takeaway there was the skinny jeans. Did you see the skinny jeans that this teacher's wearing? Like beta cuck soy boy male. You're like, like there's like I am so anti-toxicity. I am such a sensitive man, but I can call a kid a piece of shit because you weren't wearing a mask properly. Anyway, lost his job. Yeah.
Wow.
Look at that.
They look like compression tights.
They do. Enjoy sitting with the military people in your in-house suspension. Go in there and embrace some toxicity. I'm serious, man. I've had enough of it. I've had enough of it. I knew you were going to take your mask off the moment I turned the corner. Because you're a piece of shit. Now I got to go see my boyfriend. Oh, my gosh.
People these days, they're triggered everywhere you
Definitely the little spoon. That's all I'm going to say. That guy's definitely the little
go.
spoon.
Who likes to spoon?
But, we'll no longer be working. School superintendent said, or the principal said, we'll no longer be working in District 87. You know what you do? Just expose everybody. Let's just expose them.
Well, they're doing a good job of doing it themselves, actually, with all the social media platforms. These woke teachers, I don't let my students say the Pledge of Allegiance. We pledge allegiance to the LGBTQ
The pride flag, yeah.
You idiot. Well,
Yeah.
now look who's pledging to nothing because you have no job, you moron.
Because again, you get woke, you go broke, right? You
Right.
keep doing this stuff. It's like, first of all, you've embraced this scream at the sky culture. Like everybody is supposed to just give a shit about your emotions. Well, they don't.
Nope.
They don't. I mean, when you have these mandates that are coming out now that are saying people have to lose their jobs unless they get a vaccine and mandating all of these things, like we're at a point now where, here's the dangerous thing, Chris Cruz. I'm thinking, I'm kind of playing with a new nickname for you, like Super Mario. I'm thinking Super Mario. Like, I don't know if it's the MAGA hat, but when I walk in the studio, I'm like, there's Super Mario.
Well, I mean, he is a character. He is a character.
We need Super Mario music to play. Chris needs
Yeah.
And little mushrooms to run around the room.
Yeah, and the little Spitfire things.
Koopa, Super Koopa. Anyway, like you want to get so woke, you want to do all these things, and there's the most dangerous man in the world is one with nothing left to lose. So if you want to keep taking stuff away from people, take their rights, force them to do things, they lose their jobs, they lose their incomes, they can't feed their family, but yet you in your tight pants are going to make an issue about a kid at school, which our taxes pay for, and you're going to bitch because he walked around the corner and he wasn't wearing his mask properly, and you want to call my kid a piece of shit. You're creating a conflict, a situational conflict that I promise you just don't want to keep poking that bear. And you get woke, you go broke. And you guys want to keep making these big issues. We don't care about your feelings. I don't care about how you feel. Everybody wants to come to me about all this, well, you just a big Trump supporter and he likes to grab women by the booty poo and I don't like, whatever. You're so triggered. Everybody's so triggered in their emotions. People don't understand, like, I get fired up and I get passionate about things and I yell a little bit on the microphone. People are like, well, you blah, 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 you rant and all this. It's my job. Like, they literally want me to do that, right? I go to sleep at night. I don't sit there and go, I wonder what people are thinking of me on the internet right now.
Well, and that's the difference. Like, we spew and we have a rant, we have a platform where we can rant, and then when we leave, that's it. We don't talk about it anymore because we've said what we want to say and we don't let it bother us. I'm not trolling. I don't care if you don't like me. Then stop following me. You're the one spending time following me.
Somebody commented the other day, I look, and again, I'll post a lot of things on social media. If you look at my 4 pages on Facebook, for instance, every one of them has a different emphasis. I do different things on each page. Watch Chad Prather. It's going to have a lot of Blaze articles on there. We're going to talk about, content of the day. Political Cowboy is going to have politicalcowboy.com articles on there. I'll share stuff on my personal page over to those pages, but they're just shares, right?
Yes.
My personal page is actually my personal page. Same thing most everybody on the planet has. And I use that more than anything. And then I encourage people, my blue checkmark verified Chad Prather comedian page is the one I'm pushing everybody to follow right now. That's where I sell things. That's where I promote shows. Like that's my commerce page, you know? So I get on there and I'll post something and people are like, oh, you're just on here to sell stuff. Yeah, on some pages, you're exactly right.
Yeah.
So they start trolling me. I thought you were running for governor. Why are you trying to sell something? Somebody came on there the other day and they said, I'm shocked by this video. You're not selling something. I said, then you're not paying attention because this video is all about me selling something. It was my buddy's guide service in West Texas, Jason Kahn. We were Lake Fork fishing, baby, and catching bass. You're like, oh, you're not selling anything? Yeah, I want you to go see Jason Kahn and hire him to be your fishing guide. Stupid. That's what everybody does when they have millions of followers on social media. So we use it for a purpose. I rant, I rave, I talk, I say the things that other people are feeling and they're thinking, and maybe they don't have a platform to say it. And so we get this off of our chest and we do it for them. Right? We do it for them. But then we go away and I'm like, I wonder where I'm going to drink tequila later on this afternoon. And tonight I might actually seek out, because I'm traveling today, I might have to go and find a really good pizza. Like that is consuming my energy. And then at night, my buddy at Alpha Elite Performance, Travis Wilson, Travis has this amazing sleep product. I put the little powder in the thing and I drink it and I get 4 hours of REM sleep. This is not a commercial. Use promo code Chad, alphaeliteperformance.com. I drink it and I wake up completely refreshed in the morning, ready to rant some more.
And not giving a second thought to what these people say.
Exactly.
No, it's true.
And so I have people who want to come at me and they want to say things, and every now and then, like, they get a little personal, and I was like, you would never say that to my face.
Never.
You would never say that to my face.
Warrior,
and sometimes I want to say that to people, but I don't. It's our job to kind of trigger folks a little bit. That's what we do. But I'm not going to go out and call your kid a piece of shit. Right?
Well, it depends on who's talking to me. Just kidding.
Your kid may be a piece of shit, but I don't care about your kid. I don't care about your kid. I don't care about you. I don't care about your like I know the people I love, and I go back to the old adage: the people who mind don't matter, and the people that matter don't mind. And I know who those are. We got the Fact Pack.
Yep.
The Fact Pack's out there watching the show. They're talking right now. Big old shout out to all of you guys. And I wish I could just run through the list and name all of you. And they're what makes the chat great. Chris Cruz.
Yes.
The other night, last Thursday night, boy, that chat was on fire.
I love them. I love your whole crew on the YouTube live. They're so
awesome.
Nice. They're so supportive. They're logical thinkers.
I don't always comment, but I'm always there. I'm always watching.
You're watching.
I'm checking because I'm watching that, not really the show a lot of times. Just checking in, make sure everybody's there, kind of a roll call. But those folks out there that I've never met, that I don't know. I mean, we gave away. I don't want to even say this because it sounds like I'm patting my back or something. I'm not, but like we gave away 100 tickets to Vet Ticks to the show the other night, and 100 tickets were redeemed. Right? We do that when we go out for shows. We could let's say that's a $60 ticket. 100 of those, $6,000 out of my pocket. Okay. No, that's what we want to do. That's what we love doing. Afterwards, we had a group, folks that came backstage, and we visited for a little while, and there was a special needs kid who was there, and I was like, he was happy, he was excited, he was wearing one of my shirts just like mine, and I said, you have a cowboy hat? And he goes, I don't have one. I said, well, here. And I took it off my head and put it on his head, right? So that's like, I know who I am, and people, I don't need those people out there to validate me.
No, exactly. And you know what? We talk about a lot about people coming at you because you're trying to sell stuff, but we don't ever talk about how many things you do for charity and how many things that you do on your own personal time where you're not getting paid a talent fee. That this is not a job that you're doing. You're not there promoting yourself.
It's ridiculous how amazing I am.
You are incredible.
And I don't care about their feelings, but I'm amazing and I love you. We'll be right back.
I want to be.
I am amazing. It's ridiculous.
I want to be like you.
I know you do. You look in the mirror and say, every day in every way, I'm becoming more like Chad.
I am.
Striving. I'm like a self-help book.
Speaking of books.
I'm going to start doing coaching classes online.
That's your next book.
That's like, I should, yes, be a Chad.
I love it.
But when the kid was leaving the meet and greet the other day, I did take the hat back from him. I was like, you're not going to keep that,
Come here, give me back that hat,
We fixed
kid.
him up. We put the folded up tissue in the hat band and stuff so it fit on his head and kind of wobbled around. So I got an abnormal head. It's kind of weird. I want to play a clip, but before I do that, just a significant proportion of Americans do not think the U.S. government is doing a good job protecting many of their rights. No.
You think?
43% think the government is doing a good job defending the right to vote, dramatic decrease from 70% in 2015 and 13, and from 84% in 2011. Just it goes on and on. It's an interesting article. People just don't think they're defending your rights, and they're not, because they're making sure that they stay in control. Bill Maher, who is the biggest red pill, like he's not being red pilled. I think Bill Maher is the red pill. Mm-hmm. Like if you're watching Bill Maher, paying attention to what Bill Maher says, this is what happens where you might not agree in everything ideologically, but this is what common sense sounds like. Play the clip.
To me, when people say to me sometimes like, boy, you know, you go after the left a lot these days. Why? I'm like, because you're embarrassing me. That's why I'm going after the left in a way you never did before, because you're inverting things that I'm not going to give up on being liberal. This is what these teachers are talking about, that you're taking children and making them hyper aware of race in a way they wouldn't otherwise be. I mean, I saw last night on the football game, Alicia Keys sang "Lift Every Voice and Sing," which now I hear is called the Black National Anthem. Now, maybe we should get rid of our national anthem, but I think we should have one national anthem. I think when you go down a road where you're having two different national anthems, colleges sometimes now have, many of them have different graduation ceremonies for black and white, separate dorms. This is what I mean, segregation. Mm-hmm. You've inverted the idea. We're going back to that under a different name.
Yeah. So, two visions is division. That's division.
Yes.
Right? If you have two visions for America, that's division. Anything with two heads is a monster. This is just common sense. And this is the kind of thing, like, this is a liberalism that I can get behind, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. I can appreciate what somebody's saying when they're talking like this. And by the way, if the right started acting like I see people on the left doing,
yes.
like I would call out the right.
Same.
I would be the first person, and I do when I see things I don't like,
yep.
but I would be the first person to say,
Yeah.
But right now, I mean, the right, we just want our rights protected, and we want to be able to be left alone. But that's not what the left wants. The left wants absolute control.
Yeah, their way or no way.
And their whole thing is, I mean, they say, oh, well, we want the black national anthem, blah, 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 and segregation, this kind of stuff, the inverted segregation, so to speak. They're after control, mm-hmm. period, because they don't want equality. They want control. You got a TikTok? Do you want to make me feel guilty? Gonna be hard today, Chris. Let's try it.
Can we talk about how irritating skinny splaining is?
Oh, I remember this person.
Yes, now as a nearly 30-year-old woman, I am aware 1,200 calories is not enough. And even the video this comment came from made it pretty clear I knew that now. But even further, I am abundantly aware of what exercise is and entails. And I am so sick of thin people coming into the comments of mainly fat women's videos and explaining the concept of walking as if we've never done it before. Like, Miss Thing, I have hiked all over the world. I don't need you to explain to me that walking is a form of exercise. And unless or until a fat person explicitly states that they would like advice on these topics, you need to stop assuming we don't have the knowledge. It is so belittling, and I would really love to see it stop.
Maybe stop making the videos.
I hiked all over Moscow for 2 weeks in 1994 because I was trying to find a McDonald's, and I'm pretty sure that this person usually was in search of food too. I don't care if you eat till you freaking explode. Like you could just pop all over everything. I don't care if you get in shape. I don't care if you stay fat. I don't care if you start an exercise regimen. Kudos to you. I don't need your before and after picture. I'm like, you live your life. Nobody cares. And I agree to the point with what it was saying that if you like, nobody wants your unsolicited advice, right? If a person's on there, you say, oh, but I really don't think that anybody is truly in your comments or sliding into your DMs trying to tell you how to lose that extra 55. Because by and large, if they're doing that, they're just making fun of you. Probably. Because I don't think the average person out there is like I didn't walk in the building today and say, that guy's overweight.
Yeah.
That guy's overweight. I should go over and tell him
exactly
how to get that under control. Because I don't care. Like that's you live your life. You do your thing. When I notice that you're losing weight, I can tell you're probably trying to lose weight. So I'll come over and say, I can tell you're losing weight. You're looking great, right? but at the end of the day, and they're like, oh, cancer. And I'm like, shit. Like that's the kind of thing. I just leave people alone. Like, I don't ever say, how far along are you to a lady? Because she might not be pregnant. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I just... Like,
yeah,
so
definitely don't do that.
So I'm just at a point in life where it's like, I just don't care.
Right.
I don't, like, whatever. You do you. You can get it. But again, with the victimization,
yes,
because...
Yes.
Now, I don't want to see a 225-pound model on the cover of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. I don't want to see that. Because that is promoting a lifestyle that is not healthy, right? But, again, my lifestyle ain't 100% healthy. I do love my sleep stuff.
You love your sleep mix.
From Alpha Elite. Anyway, and my Genius Cell, Chamonix.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna look filtered in real life.
Yeah, in real life.
And then everybody can come in. Look, listen, stop. If you're going to go and put yourself out there for the public to consume, you're going to get feedback. People are going to come at you. They're going to complain. They're going to talk. I posted a thing the other day, and it just said, F it. Y'all just start fighting in the comments, right? Like, that was the meme. Just F it.
Chad, you are promoting violence. Yeah. Chad, you're an insurrectionist.
I mean, you're just here to sell something. Well, are you here to buy something? Right. If not, move along.
Yeah, keep scrolling, bitch. God, can't.
But no, like this skinny shaming, fat shaming. Like, just be you and don't be ashamed. How about that? That's the biggest piece of advice I can give everybody. Like, just be you and don't be ashamed.
Yeah,
you ever been around these kids, like some of these special needs kids, and they just walk in the room and they just own it. Mm-hmm. Like, they just own it, and nobody's sitting there going, Mm-hmm. Like, you just know that there's an issue there, but you don't make a thing out of it.
Never, no.
And you have these kids, are the most beautiful kids in the world, who come in there and they just own the room and they light it up, and you're blessed by being around them. So just put yourself out there. Just put yourself out there and you be you, boo. Like, I want to put that on a shirt. You do you. That's all you got to do. I used to have a license plate. I told you before. It said, I be I, you be you. And I need to get that license plate done again.
Yeah, get it done again.
Because they just don't care. I don't care about your feelings. I don't care about your fatness. I don't care about your skinniness. I don't care how good a shape you're in. I don't really want to lift anything heavy. So, I'm 48 years old. I really just want to take my sleep aid and forget it all. That's what I want.
That was just such a pointless video to make, because she obviously handpicked that comment so she could victimize the video.
So she could be
so
victimized.
Dumb.
So self-oppressed.
Oh, my
world
gosh.
we're living in. Mentally obese. We'll be right back. WatchChad.com is where all the fun stuff is. Let's see. Got a few things coming up. Going to be this weekend, going to be in Fredericksburg, Texas on Friday night. Saturday night, Kerrville. That is Boots and Barbecue. The Ragamuffins are going to be with me both shows. Going to be having some fun. Got a bunch of shows coming up, but I'll tell you, we've got a bunch of campaign events coming up as well. Come see me at the Fort Worth Elks Lodge Thursday night. And then going to be out Boat Club Road Wednesday night. I'm confusing, I know, but we're all over the place. I think Prather2022.com has campaign events now listed. Hard to keep up with all this stuff.
Are you segregating now your events?
Yeah, basically.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I really am.
Wow.
It's hard.
Talk about division.
People send me emails. See, people are like, well, you don't get to these emails. People like that are fans will send me emails thinking they're coming to me at my campaign thing. Mm-hmm. So, like, we have to dig through thousands. People are like, well, you're not handling this campaign. You don't understand. We got people sending us emails about a lot of things more than just campaigns every single day. So, shout out to Allison and Rachel and all the crew that deal with all those different things. Anyway, let's do a review real quick. Entertaining me, You're My Princess. The Chad Prather Show is down to earth. He tells it like it is. Some humor mixed with current world news and an excellent earthy theme song. The one with the bull sunburned, the back of your legs. There you go. Well, I'm quite earthy as well. We'll see you tomorrow night. Wednesday night, hump day, we're going to get into it. Love y'all. God bless you. We'll talk to you then.